I was teaching because I was teaching Spanish and French in a school, and I ended up having a go at the stand-up comedy sort of thing, and I did it as a character, Jackie, Mr. Goodtime Valencio, because I had this name, and it was like a former big band singer having a go at comedy, you see. And I'd only been doing it about a month, and I ended up on the BBC show with Lionel Richie and Lulu and everything. So that was in 2000. And I thought, well, this is all right, the comedy. Anyway, I did some show for the BBC at the Frog and Bucket in Manchester. And it was a BBC showcase. And Peter Kay was sort of emceeing the show. And so when he did that Peter Kay thing, he said to me, I've got this character. Do you want to do it? It's like in a club. We're having this like committee meeting, and you're one of the members of the club, who's like helps to run the clubs. Yeah, that'll do me. So I did it. This Kenny Senior character. Anyway, he does 6 sort of different things. One like an ice cream man and program seller and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, the MEN Arena, wasn't it, as well?
That was the MEN Arena. Yeah. But when it came to do when it was commissioned by Channel 4 to do a series, he chose the one about the club, so the Phoenix Nights. So that it became Peter Kay's Phoenix Nights. So I'd already played this character of Kenny Senior. So it was a bit like being at the right place at the right time, if you know what I mean. So I ended up doing that, and then from doing Phoenix Nights, I ended up doing other acting things. Some nice, quite serious things as well, with like Jimmy McGovern stuff and and soaps and things like that. And so it's been good for me because I've got like a variety of things, if you know what I mean. I only ever sing now at corporate events, but it's mainly comedy and like I say, acting. I'm just waiting to do a little bit in Series 3 of Brassic.
Did you have any training in acting or anything like that? Did you have any, like, did you go to drama school or anything like that? Or
no. I've always been when it's to do with something to do with the stage or performing. I think I've always been a quick learner, if you know what I mean. And I think when you first get in front of a camera and you look at yourself later, you think, oh my God, like you do. But what you tend to do is you tend to act as if nobody can see you. As if you were on a stage and the person sitting in row Z can't see that you're surprised. So you overdo it. And the other thing you do as well is you're doing a scene. I remember doing a scene somewhere, and I was in the middle of a field, and the camera was like about half a mile away. So you're talking and you're thinking the camera's over there, and and then someone will say to you, like, don't worry about the camera. The camera will find you. And so once you relax and think, just be natural, and the main thing is really turn up on time. Or main things are turn up on time and know your lines. Because if you know your lines, you've got so many other things to think about. I mean, it's like you could be walking in a room and there's a big cross on the floor, and that's where you've got to get to and stand. So that the camera, because it's already focused, they spent like half an hour focusing it. If you walk right past it, then it's cut. So if you're confident with your lines and when you've got there on time, you're not stressed, then really it's about performing. Then you can concentrate on performing. It's a bit like going on stage doing stand up when you don't know what you're going to say. I mean, you wouldn't do it, would you? So.
What was Peter Kay like when you first met him? Was Peter Kay like, because he'll have only been a young lad then, was he, could you tell that he was talented? Because people always say, oh yeah, I could tell he was going to be good. Or was it just one of them, he was just quite good and in the right place?
I mean, over the years, doing stand-up comedy, I've seen so many like young ones come along, you think, he's got it, like, you know what I mean? I think the last one I saw, I thought straight away, it was that young Josh Widdicombe.
Yeah.
And I saw him and I thought, because I was emceeing the show, and I think I said, I think there's a star in the making there. But I mean, unbeknown to me, I think he was already being earmarked, for kind of doing well. But yeah, with Peter, he had this kind of appeal. It was everything he said kind of resonated with different age groups. You know what I mean? A bit about growing up and at the time and crack pop and all that, and it really touched the nerve with a lot of people. But he's funny as well. You know what I mean? I mean, he's very, very quick, very sort of tuned into comedy. He sees. I mean, when you work with him when he was directing the second series, he knows what's funny. I mean, when I did Car Share, I remember doing the scene I was doing, and he just said something like, just like forget about it, just give it everything and like go mad sort of thing. And so he knows what's good. And what I like about when I do anything like that with Peter is that it's a bit like, I mean, I know you play rugby and that, but it's a bit like if the manager rates you and knows you, and you feel confident when you walk on the pitch. It's like when I play football. If the manager's not sure about me, I'm trying to overdo it, or I'm trying not to hit a difficult pass or some, so you're hesitant. But when they trust you and they think, I can just let him get on with his own game, and you sort of relax into it. And what he does is he lets you play with it, if you know what I mean. And funny enough, doing Brassic now, we've done a few scenes because a lot of my scenes are with Steve Evans, who played the lead role in Looking for Eric.
Is that the older farmer guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. You and him probably the best bits.
Well, when you see what he does when he does that rant, I don't know if you've seen the episode. Oh,
about the young kids, and he finishes with machine gun, doesn't he? Yeah.
I mean, and now that's for me. It's comedy gold. That it's like it's a TV moment. The fact that there's a lot of swearing in this series would probably the only thing that would stop it being like a Del Boy kind of moment, where he leans on the bar and it's not there.
Yeah.
Because there'll be certain age groups that won't be able to kind of see it, you know what I mean? But apart from that, but the point I was going to make about that and about doing Brassic is that they let you go with it, you know what I mean? They let you have a go, and rather than say, stick rigidly to that script, because yourself, someone will write something for you and you read it and you think, I can't see what's funny about that, you know what I mean? Or the way, or people don't talk like that, it's like, it's not natural, the language. So when you're on something where they let you go with it, you can just riff, and then, they'll say, right, okay, have another go, and blah, blah. And then we did a scene together where we were just insulting each other, and about our cars and stuff. And it was great because you can just, part of your skill as a stand-up comic really is that kind of ad-libbing stuff, and it helps when when you're doing an improvised scene in television. So it's all sort of come together, and
Phoenix Nights was like that, wasn't it? Because Phoenix Nights, you had loads of comedians, didn't there, and stuff like that. And it makes it naturally funnier, I think.
Well, it does. And there was 14 comedians on that show, but the thing, I think the beauty of that show again was that the people who were watching that show for the first time, Series 1, in 2001, none of our faces were familiar. Nobody knew who we were. So there's that kind of little element of, are these guys real? Is it, what's going on here? Who are these? Whereas I think if he'd have got household names to play each of those characters, it loses a little bit, if you know what I mean.
It's like the In-Betweeners. You watch the In-Betweeners.
Yeah,
when I see them characters in someone else, I think that's Jay, that's Simon, and that's Will. There'll always be them three people, whereas they were the same as you. They weren't known at the time. It just made it a lot better to watch.
Well, I absolutely love that. I mean, I think it's a great series. And the other, I mean, I like the Young Offenders. Yeah, and that's great as well. The way those two play off each other, and the Derry Girls. I like stuff like that. It's just off the wall, and good characters. But again, you see, they could be real because you don't. I've never seen them in anything else. And I think there was the This Is England series. They started to repeat it now. None of those were known faces. Yeah. Now, if you watch it now, if you've never seen it before, you'd be going, "Oh, that's her off. That's Vicky McClure off whatever." Oh, that's Joe Gilgan. Whereas when you watched it years ago, in the 80s, it was like, "Oh my God, what's this?" And you weren't distracted by the fact that these people have been in films or, been stars of other TV shows. And I think that was the beauty of Phoenix Nights, really, that a lot of us were just totally unknown.